Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card we're going to make and it doesn't show up so well on the camera, but the colours here are really lovely, bold and bright. Crushed curry, azure afternoon and real red. And I've just limited the colour palette to these three colours. So these are just the primary, what I call primary colours. My red, my blue and my yellow. And from those colours you can make everything else on the colour wheel. So I've got the same colours in the background and in the foreground just to sort of give a cohesive feel to the card. And it's quite sometimes fun just to limit your colour palette just like that. So that was that card. The one we're going to make today is going to be slightly different. We're going to also still limit our colour palette and we're going to use primaries, but we're going to use more pastel primaries. So we've got Petal Pink, Lemon Lolly and Balmy Blue, and you can tell me in the end which you prefer, the pastel or the brights. So we're going to start off with some stamping, and I've got here some scraps of basic white cardstock, and the stamp set we're going to use is this one here called Beautiful Balloons, and we're going to be using this big balloon here, this one, the sentiment, and we're also going to cut out a few pieces from here as well. So let's set that aside there and bring in our colours. As I said, we're using Petal Pink, Lemon Lolly and Balmy Blue. So let's start off with, I think, our Balmy Blue, and I think I want to do a big balloon in Balmy Blue. So let's just ink up our stamp. Just do it easily, just tap, 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 tap. If there's any area it doesn't want to ink up, just sometimes it's easier just to take your ink pad to your, for such a large stamp, to your stamp, and then you can see that you haven't missed any areas. And it's better to build up the colour rather than try to really push too heavily down. So just hold that in place, and there we've got our Balmy Blue, and that will dry much lighter than it looks now at the moment. So I'm going to take my simple chamois and we're just going to close that up, and then I think I'm going to do my next one here in Petal Pink, which is this one. I'm going to use the same ink pad, the same stamp. I'm just going to put that down, hold it, there we go, Petal Pink. Clean that off and then close this up again, and then we're going to use Lemon Lolly for our smaller balloon. I'm just making sure I've got it inked up as best as I can. There we go, Lemon Lolly. Okay, lovely. So just make sure this one was actually clean. I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to also stamp my sentiment while I'm about it. I think I'm going to stamp this again in Balmy Blue. So I'm going to take my sentiment out of here. And I want this one that says that it's time for celebration. I'm just going to use my grid paper, as you can see, to really help me line up my sentiment and try and keep it as straight as possible. And I don't have that straight. Just find this trick is so useful, just to try and get things straight. Sometimes it's easier to go on the diagonal with your block, which is what I'm going to do here. going to get another piece of basic white that has a straightish edge, which is here, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. I'm just going to make sure it's nicely inked down, hold it, there we go. Set that all to dry, clean that off while I've got it here, and close up the ink pad. Now we do have matching dies, and these are they here. So we're going to use the big balloon and the small balloon, and we're also going to cut out these little tassels as well. So I'm going to put that through the die cutting machine and I'll be back. Okay, so everything is cut out, as you can see. So let's bring in our base. This is thick basic white, so it's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. So let's see how we want to arrange our, I think I'm going to have my basic this time here. So I'm just going to stick these pieces down, and these pieces are petal pink again, lemon lolly and balmy blue, and you can find all the measurements on my blog post. You'll find the link to that in the description box below. You'll also find the links to all my social media, and including my Facebook group where I host a monthly online card club. This is a card we actually made in-person card club, so I have both varieties. So if you're interested in either of them, do go check out my website for all the details. And I'm going to go for balmy blue next, actually, after all of that. And if you're enjoying this video, this is a good time to say to you, please do consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. It really helps my videos become more visible on YouTube. Helps any content creator videos become more visible on YouTube, the more people like it. So it really does help. So I would really appreciate that. So thank you. So now, as you can see, I'm just sticking down my pieces here, all a bit skew on purpose, and then the last piece I'm going to try and put down straightish, just like that. Okay, and then we have our two balloons, and I'm going to stick these down with some just stuff, dimensionals. I'll get there in the end. You can see here it's just a scrap. Always keep all your scraps, they're always useful. So let's put this maybe like that, and then have a balmy blue one maybe like this, and then you can have this one sitting on top. Okay, just like that. So we have a lot of dimension there, and then we have our little tassels here. I'm going to put a bit of glue, and I'm actually just going to put a bit on the top here and just stick it in underneath there, and then just give that a bit of a, so it has a little bit of dimension to it like that. Then our sentiment I cut down, as you can see, and I'm going to use my Banner's Picker Punch just to pen it the end here. So let's put this in here, and there we have a little penneted banner. And then we're just going to put this down here. I think I'm going to pop this up as well, so everything on this card has popped up, so may as well do the same here. And then you can let me know what you think, whether you prefer the pastels or the brights. So there we go. We have our two cards. We've kept the limited colour palette, still what I call primary. So you've got the reds, the blues and the yellow, and the same here. But this one is pastel, this one is bright. Two different looks, still using primary colour, still limiting your colour palette. So let me know what you think. And thank you again for watching. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.